to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, night, or whenever you're watching this. Today's video is going to be on how I edit my Instagram photos. Now, my feed is something I'm very proud of. I can't lie. Okay. So here's my feed. Personally, I obviously have like a beige theme. It's a very beige white theme. I'm currently trying to introduce like new tones, like new neutrals that can be a little bit easier, you know? So I'm adding that currently, but if you want like a beige white theme, I got you. Keep watching. So today is going to be how I edit my Instagram photos. Now, I did want to film how I make my thumbnails and how I made my intro and outro for you guys, but to make my thumbnails, I edit it basically the same way I edit my Instagram photos, so I have to show you guys that first, and I already knew that was going to be like its own video, so I'm filming that first, and then in my, not my next video, my next Thursday upload, I will show you guys how I make my thumbnails, because you'll need these steps, and then I'll show you how I made my intro and my outro. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so here's my phone. Right now I'm currently filming on, this is my old phone, but it's my mom's phone now. So I'm filming on my mom's phone, but it's my old phone. It's what I started YouTube on. It's an iPhone 8 Plus. That's what I started YouTube on, so if the quality doesn't look as good, I mean, it's definitely still good, you know, but it's not as good as this is an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now, I did get this, I had my 8 for a long time, and I honestly didn't really care to upgrade. The only reason why I upgraded to this phone is for the camera itself. So, yeah. So, here's my phone. I'm going to screen record for you guys. I believe the what's on my iPhone, I believe I have that phone. I believe I have an iPhone 8 in that one, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, my iPhone is pretty much the same. If you guys want to go look at what's on my iPhone, pretty much the same. There's just a few differences. If you guys want an updated on what's on my iPhone, I will film it if that's what you want, but not that different. So, yeah. But okay, so on my phone, I have this right here. You'll see it on the screen. It's to the far right of my screen, and it's called editing. In here, I have all of the editing apps that I use. Now, I don't use every single one of them. They're kind of for different purposes, but they are still on my phone. But, okay, so we're going to edit a photo now. I'm going to do it as if I was going to edit one for my Instagram. Okay, so we're going to go to Facetune 2. That's a photo that I edited for my giveaway, and you just saw all my selfies, so if there was a bad one, please ignore. But we're gonna go to my favorites because I favorited one that I want to edit and see if it'll work. I obviously just took it. But yeah, so here's a picture. I'm gonna basically edit this like if it was gonna go on my Instagram. Don't know if it's gonna go on my Instagram, but we're gonna edit it like if it was. So the first thing that I do on here, I don't do much on Facetune. I have the free version, and I honestly don't know how to work it too much. If you do too much on here, it's gonna mess up your photo. But the number one thing that I do, I use this app for two things: to smoothen and matten my skin, and then to whiten my background. Those are the two things, and the two things only that I do on this app. So for this photo, I'm not shiny. The little shine on my face is actually from my highlighter, so that's perfectly fine for me. But I'm gonna go to the smooth button right down here, and please, okay, we all have it, okay. As you can see right here in my forehead, I have a lot of textured skin. It's some of them are pimples, and some of them are just like little bumps on my face that I honestly have all over my skin. So I'm just gonna take that and smoothen this out. I know I'm a catfish, okay, I understand, but we all have our insecurities, and if I can just smoothen it out a little bit, as you can tell, it's not getting rid of it all the way, it's just kind of not pointing them out so much. So here I am going down my face, just smoothing out all of the texture in my skin. Now, some of it does kind of mask away pretty good. Some of it honestly just kind of, it just smooths it out a little bit, you know. You could still see it, but it's definitely way better than before. I personally do this because it's an insecurity of mine, and I'd rather cover it, honestly. I mean, yeah, like I'm gonna cover it. So yeah, that's what I do. So here's a before and an after. As you can tell, it just smooths your skin so much. So yeah, do that. And then I'm gonna save this photo to my camera roll. That's all I really do. And then we're gonna go to Lightroom. This app is what makes my Instagram. It's so good. Okay. So in this app, I personally use presets. Now, this is the one bad thing about how I edit my Instagram photos is that I purchased this preset. I purchased it when they had a sale, so I honestly don't know how much it is currently, but you can definitely make your own preset and just kind of work with that. But yeah, I did purchase these. I'm so sorry. That's honestly what I did though. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. If you guys want to purchase them, I will link it down below where I purchased this package from. I honestly thought it was a good deal. I think I paid $15 for them, but I know that that was a sale. So I honestly want to say that they're like 25 maybe, like somewhere around there. But I purchased them from, they are two YouTubers. They're awesome musicians, I can't talk, that I used to watch on YouTube all the time. I follow them on Instagram, love them. It's called, there are Megan and Liz. I purchased their presets because I honestly thought this is like their winter set, but the whole set is basically to like brighten and whiten, and that's exactly what I wanted for my Instagram, so that's why I purchased them. But yeah, you get a whole bunch. I think this package came with 8 presets, I believe. Yeah, and they're all really, really bomb. I only use one preset from it, but I have used other ones on my Instagram before, just not with the theme that I have right now. I only really stick to one, but there's so many on here. Like wind chill, super, super good. I do like hot chocolate. There's just a few on here. There's some that don't really work too much, but you know, you can always see. That's the preset that I use, okay? I think it's their Winter Wonderland. Like I said, I'll link it down below. Check it out. It's honestly so worth it for me. But the preset that I use on all of my photos is gingerbread. That is the one that I use on all of my photos. Now, sometimes I will lay it on the photo and it looks beautiful and I don't have to touch it. But most of the time, which is like 99% of the time, it doesn't look as good as it could with just putting on that preset. So sometimes I will have to put the exposure down. On this one, I do feel like I'm a little too bright, so I'm going to put the exposure down just a little bit, see how I like that. I like that better. And then I'll just kind of mess around with it. If I find that a color, so right now I feel like I'm a little too red, like I feel like the red in my skin is what's popping out right now. So you can either mess with the saturation. Personally, I have found with this preset particular, gingerbread doesn't do well when you mess with the saturation. So I go to the top right where it says mix, and then you can click each individual color that's in your photo and turn it up or turn it down. So I'm going to go to the red because that's the color that I see the most of, and I'm going to turn the saturation down on the red. And as you could tell, it just took out all of the red in my photo. So here's the before with no preset, and here's after. I still think that there's a little bit too much red in this, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. Sometimes I find this a lot with my photos. Sometimes it's also the orange in it, so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit like that. So that's perfect for me. Here's this. Sometimes I have to turn down the grain a little bit. I feel like this one's honestly fine with the grain. I might turn it down a little bit, like so. So this picture is honestly perfect for me, like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that to my camera roll. But yeah, I only use gingerbread. I use that on all of my photos. That is the preset that I use, gingerbread. And then I just adjust the colors, take out if there's too much red, too much da-da-da, and then I adjust the exposure. That's honestly pretty much all I have to do for that preset. It's honestly so simple. Then I go back to Facetune, bring the new like edited version with the preset and all the smoothness on it, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go to the whiten tool, and I'm going to whiten the background of my photo. I turn it to 100 for me to be able to fill this in, so I'm basically just gonna whiten my whole background. So zooming in and getting all of the nooks and crannies. This is honestly what gives my Instagram that white look to them, because I mean, I film behind this white wall, but it still has like color to it, you know, like it's not completely white. So I would say in 99% of my photos I whiten the background. So once that's all whitened, obviously this is too white, like this is very noticeable, you know, so I'll turn it down. I'd say I turn it down to about, for this one, I'll turn it down to about 75. I'd say I do it around 70 to like 85. It kind of depends on the photo itself, but that's about the range that I go. Sometimes I only really want to whiten something like a little bit, so I'll turn it like way down to 20, but it really depends on that photo. So I'm gonna actually turn this to, yeah, 75 is good. Okay, now the only other thing that I do on Facetune, but it honestly depends on the photo and if I need to. It's not something I do every single time. But in this photo, I'm going to do it to, if you look in this left corner of me, right here, there's a pillow right here actually that I didn't move. So personally, I honestly don't really like any other color in my feed if I can prevent it, basically. So I'm going to go onto the retouch again. All of the things that I use are in retouch, and I'm going to go to black and white. That's the B and W. And I'm going to go to this, and basically it'll make anything that you touch black and white. It's not completely black, it's definitely like a gray. I just got it on my hair, gonna back out. It's definitely gray, but it just helps mask anything that's not supposed to be in your photo. And I do use this if anything was definitely not meant to be in my photo. I will definitely use this just to make it kind of like disappear, and so you can't tell. Okay, so just like that. And you see how it just kind of masks in the background now? There's another pillow behind me over here that I'm just gonna mask a little bit. But do you see how it just, okay, I got it on myself when I zoomed. So be careful with that. So I'm gonna do this again because I had to undo it because I got it on my face and my arm. Okay, so like that. So I don't do that with every single one of my photos. Just depends on what's in the background of me. But I feel like that helps draw the attention to myself if it's like a selfie or something like this, you know? So then I'm gonna save that. And that's all I do for my Instagram photos. Now, that is all I do for my Instagram photos. Some of my photos have some, I'll insert it like an example right here. They have like these, it's like dust basically on my photos. Now for that, that's what I use the Kuning cam, the one right here in the bottom. So I'm gonna just take that photo just to show you guys. I use this app. I go to edit, and then I go to dust, and then they have different dust sets that you could do. I think it's only, yeah, 5 of them that are free. So I just use those 5, honestly. Honestly, this photo would kind of look pretty cool with one of these on. So I think this one looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. It'll save to your camera roll, just like that. And that's how I do that. With my photos is how I do the dust. That's the app that I use for that. Now, this is an extra step. That's all I do to my Instagram photos to edit them. That's it, guys. That's all. I know it probably sounds like a lot because I'm here explaining all of this to you, but I'm a little OCD with my Instagram feed, obviously. So I go to Unum, I believe. And basically this is a planning app where you can plan your feed. So this photo I obviously was planning before I posted it. So, and that is an IGTV screen thing. So basically I move it over so that I can import the photo that I just edited and see if that'll fit onto my theme, onto my feed. If it fits, I post it. If it doesn't fit, sometimes it doesn't, okay? This one, I'm honestly not too sure if this fits with my theme because I'm so in the sun. A lot of my photos are with just studio light itself. So I don't know if that photo is going to work for my feed, but yeah, that's all I do. This is just an extra step that I use to plan my photos with. Yeah, that's literally all that I do for my photos. Like I said, it sounds like a lot because I'm here explaining it all to you guys, but it's honestly not that much to do. I really love my Instagram feed right now. If you are wanting to put that extra effort, it does take a lot more effort. Like, if you're not into Instagram, like, it's okay, you know? Some of us are not. But if you are and you do want to put a little bit more thought into how your Instagram looks, that's how I do it. That's how I do my white beige theme basically on Instagram. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Everything will be linked down below for all the presets that you can get down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in my, what's today? I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!